boys in blue are back.
Back! We're back, baby!
Yelinich, he finishes that shot! And another save! Max Fried!
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys.
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys Show. I'm Javier. This is Danny.
What is up?
That music played mad late. What's going on? How was the weekend?
Weekend was good. I was the 3-box ticket sales for Snow White.
Was it good?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah, first of all, you ever go back and go, man, Snow White was a good movie?
Oh, I don't even know why you went out to go watch that.
My Hayden wanted to watch it. My daughter wanted to watch it. I said, you know what? We haven't had dinner. I love going to those movie theaters where they give you food.
Oh, dine-in movie?
Yeah.
Fatty, bro.
Yeah. Those cheeseburgers on point. The one in Dobbs Ferry.
Do you get drinks too? At least you should have been drinking if you're going to go watch.
I don't get drinks. But,
Terrible movie.
terrible movie. Yo, Gal Gadot.
I heard she was a horrible actor in that.
I thought they were just like, because I was getting a lot of hate the movie, so I was like, it can't be that bad. Bro, terrible. Like, I could have acted as the evil queen better than she could. It was legit terrible.
She did such a good job though in Wonder Woman.
I mean, did she? I'm scared to go back and be like, yo, was she never good? The only movie I remember her from
It doesn't
was
matter.
Fast and
She
Furious.
was great looking in Wonder Woman. Maybe that took away from the actual acting.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I first want to give shout out to American Outlaw, the Queens chapter. They gave us this cool scarf, cool swag, some stickers. Go check them out. We got to go to one of those things. We've been slacking.
We've been saying that for 2 years now. We're going to go to one of those events. Have you gone to any?
No, I haven't gone to any.
What
but
a
I got to
slagger.
go. Brian, we appreciate you.
Brian, he lives in Queens. I'm in Westchester. It's deep.
I know. I got no excuse.
You got no
I'm going out
excuse.
to one of them. I'm definitely going. Not if America keeps playing like this, though. Those things must be tough to go to right now.
Oh, man.
Second, you know what this game felt like?
What?
So Saturday, I don't know if you were out at all.
I was.
I wasn't even watching the game. But like from 5 to 6, Central Park had it was hot. 78 degrees. Life was good. It was like our first half. Life was good. I thought, it was tied, but we were playing good. Dropped by 26 degrees. It got cold. We played terrible. This is the full comparison of this game. The weather predicted how this game was gonna go.
Yeah, what a comparison right there. But it's straight facts, bro.
I know.
I had a hoodie on and I said I should have wore a t-shirt. Then 20 minutes later I said I should have wore a coat.
Bro, I saw girls in like mini dresses, and I was like, I'm telling you, you ain't ready for this. Is that New York? They should have wore Timbs just in case to balance out. But no, they went full on mini skirt dress.
I love how New York gets with the weather, bro. Like 40 degrees in like March. People are out in chancletas. They're wearing shorts. You get 40 degrees in September, October, people are in their North Faces, out in the Timbs. It's so crazy how like you see weather difference.
No, it's crazy because I was in shorts on that. I was on shorts on Saturday. Next day, I was wearing my North Face. I'm not even gonna lie. I was outside in the park. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be warm today, and I was like this, just sitting in the park while my daughter was having a blast.
Yo, same on Sunday. I went to the park and I saw it was 44 degrees outside, and I was like, is that a spring 44 or a
No,
winter
it was
44?
it was a winter
cold.
44
And I
because
only
we
went
just
on
hit
the
that
hoodie.
78.
I know.
Yeah, we got distracted here. Let's get into some soccer.
Yeah.
NYCFC versus Atlanta United. Heading into this game, Glenn Crooks had a great stat.
What he said.
NYCFC was unbeaten in 10 against Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you got to be feeling good going into this.
Yes.
Going against the X.
Mm-hmm.
And it started off good.
It started off strong.
Let's get into the lineups. When you first see the lineups, was there any surprise? Did you feel comfortable with the lineups?
I felt like with
Do you want to go through the lineups?
Sure, let's do the lineup.
So the lineup was Matt Freese at goalkeeper. Then we had O'Toole, Hack at center back, Martins, Alenich. Then we had Morales, Shore, and Parks in the midfield, and then Wolf, Martinez, and Fernandez attacking. What were your thoughts?
I thought
Time to go to bed.
I thought I was kind of well. First of all, it was the squad that I expected, with the injuries that we have, and I was like a little excited to see Hack back there. You know that he had that center back role over Burke Risa was interesting because I think Burke Risa started the game before.
Yeah, no, and not only did Burke Risa start the game before, he had the game of his life before.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, it was like, why didn't Burke Risa start? You could have had Hack in the midfield. So I don't know. I actually questioned that a little bit. You could have had Hack instead of Shore in the midfield and then had Risa in the back. And especially with these guys attackers, you have more of a defensive-minded kind of midfielder at Hack, but then you still have Risa to lock it down on the back line. So I thought that was interesting, and I don't know why he didn't start Risa. And this is one of those games where you can start questioning Jansen a little, because so far, I feel like there wasn't really room to question maybe who was starting and who wasn't. But this is one of those times where I was like, you had a healthy Risa who had just the game of his life against the Columbus Crew, and now you don't start him. It was a little surprising.
I actually thought Hack, at least so far this season, maybe just because he's had more starting time, was really solidifying himself in that center back role. And I thought maybe it was Hack's role to lose. And so to see Hack out there almost made it solidified in my head that maybe Hack is the starter center back until Risa proves otherwise. Or that Hack loses the job. And honestly, Hack had a pretty tough game today. I think his FOB rating was 4.8. So it was tough, and you could see there was
a tough. Well,
defensively.
Defensively, there was a lot of mental lapse defensively.
Yes.
So let's get into this first half. First half, I thought we really tried to fix our possession. Like we saw last week, and it's pretty interesting because early on the game, Atlanta was pressing hard, but I don't know if this was coach trained. I mean, I think they went back to the basics, and it was like anytime somebody had a ball, they had two outlets to go. You can either go back to your right or your left, but there was always two outlets for when an NYCFC player had it in that midfield, so they had options to go. And I didn't feel like we had that in Columbus Crew. I don't know if it was just trained more this week or it's just getting back to the basics, but I thought it was interesting how it kind of opened up way more this game, and it was like a focal point of the team.
I mean, it totally made sense. I mean, after seeing last week, you don't go and it has to be the coaching, right? You see the flaws, you fix those mistakes, and I 100% agree. You could tell that they had players in that front line to be as pacey as the Columbus players that we saw last week and in the midfield, and you saw that they were like, no, we're not going to let this happen 2 weeks in a row.
Which is a positive sign.
It is a positive sign. It shows growth, and it shows that we can get out of and we can get out of the press. And you notice that after some time, Atlanta was like, all right, this isn't working. Time to change the game plan a little bit.
Yeah, I think the early goal, or the goal that happened in the 14th minute with Alonso Martinez, kind of made them rethink their whole situation. But let's talk about that goal. Throw in for Micha. It goes to the defender. A defender for Atlanta has a mental lapse, gets past him. But Alonso Martinez, killer. Right when he sees it, boom, he's moving with that ball. And he has a beautiful one touch.
Yes.
The first touch. It's just so nice. He shoots it, gets right to the goalkeeper, blocks it, but then Wolf's right there with the rebound and the goal.
Yes.
Overall thoughts?
You know what? Somehow I gave all the credit to that goal to Alonso Martinez. I'm not sure if I'm just like biased, but I look at that and I go, he found the mistake, he pounced on it, he got in a position to take the most powerful shot possible and saying, hopefully my team's there to catch the rebound. I don't think he thought he was going to make it, but he said this is the best opportunity, that he has that quick reaction, that he takes the shot, that Hannes Wolf is there, but I look at that play and go, that was an assist from Alonso Martinez.
Yes, but I will say, I don't think we've given enough credit when Hannes does stuff like this really well, where he's ready to pounce on a second chance. And he did great in this game with those second chances. And I think Hannes had one of his break, and it's not for the 2 goals, but just the decision making, the things he was doing right out there, I think was very impressive from Hannes Wolf.
Yeah, I feel differently.
I
feel differently.
And I want to know why you feel differently, because I feel like you've been really down on Hannes. And he's been slowly turning it around. That's why I don't get why the hesitancy to give him his due when he actually plays well.
I think when I look back at like what I thought Hannes Wolf did really well is he like made his other teammates better because he always found the right next move when he had the ball. You know what I mean? And I've noticed he's playing a lot better off the ball. He's putting himself in front of the box and he's getting rebounds and he's scoring those goals. But when he's on the ball, I feel like he's still doing a little bit poor decisions. And I wish those decisions were a little better. You know what I mean? Because I remember last year and I was like, man, Hannes Wolf should be probably playing number 10 because he's doing a better job distributing than Santi Rodriguez. And you were like, man, you really like the one distributed, the words distributed. I was like, he's doing a great job. And like,
well, that was in the first half of that season, though.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that's still, in my opinion, his like weak side. But I think everything else is coming along. Like, I look back and his work rate is just insane. He's coming all the way back. You see him a lot of times even when there's the mistakes in this game, you see Hannes Wolf back there trying to help the defense. And you see him being in the right place to catch those rebounds. So that's really impressive too. But I would say that when he has the ball, I'm not like, oh man, just wait till Hannes Wolf, finds the right opportunity. I feel like that's still where he's struggling a little bit.
I beg to differ, but we'll keep going.
Okay.
So, continue on to that first half. I thought we're still dominating the ball. We had 59-point possession to their 41. We're moving the ball well. We're in control of the game. And then in the 42nd minute, we give Seba too much space. Is it Seba? Saba, too much space on that left-hand side. And I feel like this has happened multiple times where we have Amicha and then another it'll be Keaton Parks or a winger possibly, and like you're both there and then the cross still gets through between both of you. And I feel like that's just like a lack of like play a little tighter, make sure it's a little tougher of a cross for him. Granted, they got a lucky bounce inside the actual box, and then Miranchuk scores it, but I just feel like we could get a little cleaner on the outside of the box so those things don't happen defensively.
But you notice what you said? That kept happening on, on the right. It was on the right because that's where Micha plays, is the right. It's Saba's left, I guess.
No. Micha plays on the left.
No. Micha plays right back.
Yes,
I promise.
Yes. But Seba was on the left.
Yes. Okay, so Saba. Yeah, you're messing me up. But you know what? You know why I think that happens a lot, though? Because of Julian Fernandez's work rate. Where's Julian Fernandez? I think that's something that's missed in this game. And it's tied to this and it's not tied to this. There is at the end of the game where we're just trying to stay in the game, right? And you have to go back. It's like this 80-something minute or something like that. And Maxi Morales is helping Micha play on the right side. And I'm like, where the hell is Julian Fernandez? And I think
Julian gets subbed out in the 80th minute, so maybe
it was right before that. But I remember saying, where is Julian Fernandez? Like, it was Maxi back there. 38-year-old Maxi Morales, who I thought should have been... I still can't believe he's putting on the minutes he is. I think Julian Fernandez is improving in the work rate, and he is helping, but I think he is still a defensive liability. And I think that's what you're seeing is like, when you're playing that wing position, you got to move back. And then Micha's like that last line of defense. And I think there's like some miscommunication. And Micha's like, do I move up? Because Fernandez ain't nowhere near this guy. And then you got all that space. And Saba's making a run. And it's like, okay, now do I go on him? But by that time you get closer, he's crossing the ball in, the goal is made. And so I really wanted to go back and see where Julian Fernandez was in a lot of those situations, but I got lazy.
All right. So just to end that first half, I mean, it feels like a tale of two halves. That's why I want to talk about this. Like shots on target, we had 3 to their 1. We had a higher expected goal to them, 0.74. We had 257 accurate passes to their 171. So we were the better team that
and
first
a 59% possession.
Yeah, and 59% possession. So we were the better team, and then we go into the second half, and we don't skip a beat. 1 minute into the second half, Martinez gets the long ball, Matt Freeze long ball to Martinez, which the defender does another. But this is just what more credit to Alonso Martinez. Like, his speed is constantly causing problems for those backs.
I was wondering that, was he always that fast?
Yeah,
I feel like he's getting faster every game, man.
I think anytime the ball is in an area or like. So he just like, it's another level. He becomes a different person with that speed.
He's like KO gang.
Yeah, it's crazy. So then he gets himself in a position, gets past the defender, and then gets the penalty because they foul him trying to recover. And then that penalty kick was impressive. Top left corner, Gusan had no chance.
Yes.
A super hard hit. It's just a perfect penalty.
Yes. We love you so much, Alonso Martinez. I got nothing else to say. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, I think another storyline to this game, and maybe we'll touch on it just a little bit later, is like how weak Atlanta's defense is. And we talked about it last week, right? They've made 9 shots, I think, or 8 shots in the first 5 games, but he gave up almost just as many goals, right? And I think that's why they were so low in the standings. But it just shows when you have a true striker, you can expose that. And I think that's what Janssen did this game, right? That's not typically the type of game we play, this like long ball game and this direct game. But he was like, we got the striker for it. They got a very weak back line. Let's just aim for that. And you saw that most of our goals came from mistakes from that back line. And our boys executing on it.
Well, from both sides. Almost all the goals in these games were from both our back lines. Were like, well, not back lines, but defensive mistakes led to goals. And we saw that. So okay, we're up 2-1. Life is feeling good. Start off that second half strong. I mean, for us to be up 2-1 on the road is already impressive.
In Atlanta, 40,000 people showed up to that game.
I don't know. That first half looked shaky. I'm not going to lie. When you saw the stands, it didn't look very full, but...
They were grabbing the drinks. Did you see? They get to stay... There was a bunch of fans, like, when they come out, they get to, like, be there.
Oh, yeah. That's how the new stadium's going to be.
That's what they say.
What do you mean? That's the plans, man. It's better be, or we're not having a stadium. Then the 52nd minute... I forget what happens, but this like young kid, their back was just terrible with the ball. Julian Fernandez, he doesn't clear it properly.
Oh yeah, the goalkeeper gives it to him, and he just puts too much weight on it, and he taps it, and it goes way too far from him.
Right to Julian. And then Julian with the assist to Hannes Wolf.
Yes.
The poacher, the attacker. Give credit to Hannes Wolf.
He's in the right spot. He probably wouldn't have gotten that pass through if he was in Julian's position, though.
You're a hater. So we're up 3-1, and this is the moment I'm feeling good. I'm like, yeah, we got this. And then you know what they did to us? They did a Patriots versus Falcons. We're up 3-28. This is in Atlanta, so same type of feel. And then what? We just fall. We fall apart.
We do fall apart, man. I can't believe you're. I guess in this situation, Atlanta's the Patriots.
Yep.
And we're the Falcons. It's very confusing. I thought about it when it first happened, honestly, and then I couldn't figure out.
It's because Atlanta. It just rang, and then it just rang. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Go.
Why do you think... What's your reasoning? I know we know what... Well, we can talk about the goals if you want first, what happened. But then also, like, why we think that we gave up 3 unanswered goals.
Well, defensive mistakes. There's no other. Also, I feel like we also lost a lot of possession. Like, if we look at the second half, when we compare our possession to the first half, I mean, we still won the possession game, but it was a lot closer than it was that first half. And they're always, obviously, a team when they're playing from behind are going to get a little more aggressive. But our back, I felt like we just had way too many defensive mistakes this game. And I think you're going to attribute it to depth, but I don't say that's the real reason why we fell apart.
You think it's because we just Well, then what are you saying? We just made too many mistakes?
Yeah, that's it. We made too many mistakes.
Gotcha.
I mean, we could get into it. Keaton Parks gives the own goal. Everybody destroyed Keaton Parks for this, and I get it. Yeah, he's for fault. I mean, he was trying to stop it. It was a ball that was being crossed in. I don't think he shouldn't not touch the ball.
Yeah.
And I think he thought he was going to clear it. It just didn't happen that way. But people saying, oh, he should be benched.
Insane.
That's crazy to me. Like, and
you
he
don't
was,
know ball,
and he
homie.
was having a good first half.
Yeah.
He was having a good first half. And then when we talk about like why we had so much possession that first half, why we look better, Keaton Parks is one of those reasons why we look so much better.
Yeah.
So like I get it was a mistake, but I don't think we should fault him for that. As in, like you shouldn't start next game.
Yeah.
Especially with the team we have right now. We have no depth. So I don't know why you would think that. Then the next goal was at least not a mistake goal. It was to Amaron, and this was like the only goal that was a decent goal where there was no mistakes. We just it got in the box, and Amaron scored it.
I would say, and that's kind of go back to my other point. So like, there's kind of the switch up play. They're closer to the box. That guy's trying to get past Micha. Thiago Martins is trying to come in to help Micha. Then he moves back a little bit in the box. So then Thiago Martins tries to get back closer to the goalkeeper, and it goes over Thiago Martins' head. It gets a header from Almiron, right? I would say Burke Risa, O'Toole were in the vicinity. They just couldn't stop it.
Burke Risa wasn't in the game, so. Well,
oh no, I'm sorry, Hack. You're right. I'm sorry, Hack and O'Toole were in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Neither of them stopped it, which I think you kind of put that on Hack. I think Hack had an opportunity there to stop it, and he looked like he was a little lost in that box. So I put that goal on Hack. But I like to point out, who I couldn't find anywhere? Julian Fernandez, and they were there for a while. And so just something to kind of point out to my earlier point. I saw a lot of things happening on that right side of the pitch and did not find Julian anywhere. And so I was just, I don't know. I think I really like Julian. I like what he's bringing offensively. In my opinion, I do. I like that. But I think he's really still going to continue his game defensively.
I think it was more of a mistake to not have Hack in the midfield and have Burke Risa. I thought Jonathan Shore, this was one of those games where he was not.
Yeah.
He wasn't the guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those first couple games we saw him shine, and this game he kind of fell down a notch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if you would have had Hack in that midfield where we're seeing him progress, then it might have been better than Thiago Martins, than not having Burke Risa out there, who could have been more of a defensive, better backline.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the last goal. This is the big one everybody's talking about all over the league. It's not even just NYCFC fans. You saw Taylor Twellman talking about it. Martins goes. He doesn't, instead of trying to clear it, he tries to shield the defender, and then he starts complaining to Matt Freeze, why are you not doing anything? You're supposed to come and help me out here. And then Latte scores.
Yeah.
Who do you think's at fault for this play?
I think the fault goes to Thiago Martins. I think where Thiago Martins messed up was a few places, and I get everything's happening 300 miles per hour, right? So it's it's so quick. First of all, I just like to point out that it's so easy to just crap on it, but at the same time, it is instant decisions that lead to big mistakes. So, when we talk about is Martins worth the DP spot, I think there's a lot of things we should consider in a holistic picture. But on this exact moment, I do think Martins messed up. I think if he really wanted, Freese was just not anywhere close to that bounce. So maybe Freese should have moved up sooner, but you weren't 100% sure where that bounce was going to be. And if Martins really wants him to go get it, why didn't he either head the ball to Matt Freese, clear it if you see that Matt Freese is getting closer, or box the opponent out a little better? I think there were 3 different options that he had, and the one he went with was to just kind of wait for Freese to do something. And it was there was enough time to say, okay, Freese ain't moving up. I got to do plan B. And his plan, there was no plan B. So I do think that
Yeah,
it falls
and
on Martins.
what's interesting is on the broadcast, the radio broadcast for NYCFC, Matty Lawrence, who played, I think, center back or defensive back in his playing career, said this is totally on Martins, because Matt Freese would be calling out to him saying, hey, look, I'm coming, or I got this. And the fact that he's not hearing that, that should be a sign to Martins, like, I got to make a play on this. Do I still put some blame on Matt Freese? Yeah. I mean, you know what they have on that back line. You know he's trying to recover. You should probably be paying a little more up if you see that ball coming over the top.
Yeah.
So is there blame on both sides? Yeah, definitely there's blame on both sides. But if you had enough time to start moving your hands out and like complaining, that means you're probably giving Matt Freese some eye contact right now, upset, and you're not clearing the ball or not focused on the ball. Yeah. So I don't know, but to all that, I would say to fans who are saying he's not worth the DP spot, he's not worth this. Statistically, he still is. He got voted into the Pro Bowl All Stars. Well, is it All Stars? Whatever it's called in soccer. like let's look at his stats compared to center backs last year, just for those people who say he's not worth it, he should be out, or people who were saying we should bench him next game, which is crazy. His long ball accuracy compared to other center backs, 93%. He's in the 93 percentile. Successful passes, he's in the 97 percentile. Aerial duels won, he's in the 93rd percentile with center backs. Recoveries, like situations like that, he led the league, I think, amongst all center backs. The one place he did struggle is 50%, in the 50 percentile in clearance.
That's
so I will
bad.
give that a little. But just to go to show, I don't think you should be benching this guy over this mistake. And I think we're being a little harsh there.
I think we are being a little harsh. I mean, one, you need to look at his holistic time here at NYCFC. And I know he struggled when he first came. But last year, how many times did he was the only one who was able to run at 100 miles per hour and like save us from a goal? Yeah. And that was even, and we almost zero clean sheets last year. But when we played well defensively, you could almost always say it was because of Thiago Martins.
And when you want to play out the back so much like we do as NYCFC, you need somebody like that who can control the ball, who is successful at passes, long ball accuracy. Like, these things are needed from our type of center backs that we need.
Agreed.
And so I think we're being a little harsh on him. Granted, that was a big mistake.
I would say to the naysayers, I still think he's worth the DP spot. I still think we keep him. I still think he's like our only solid, like, core needed player on defense compared to the others that could maybe potentially be a little interchangeable. But I thought his reaction was terrible as the captain of the team. I think as the captain of the team, you gotta take the blame for things like that. Even if he wasn't in the wrong, you don't go and overreact and start yelling at a player the way he did, and to be at fault for it. Like, obviously it was your fault, or at least you played a large part of why it occurred, and you're yelling at Matt Freese, the best player on the team. I thought was a terrible move by a captain.
So should he lose his captain armband? So this could be a learning lesson. It'll be interesting to see how Johnson handles this, right?
Yeah.
First, is there any consideration in benching him? I say probably not, because we don't have the depth. Second, are you willing to say, hey, for this captain armband, we give this to Maxi, because you don't want to represent the team like that on the pitch in the middle of a game?
I will definitely not bench Martins. 100%. Once again, we 100% need this guy, and he is worth every dollar, I think, that we pay him. I definitely think for one game, I don't know if he should have that captain's armband. I think there is a learning lesson here. I thought the way he acted was not okay. And I think give it to Matt Freese, give it to Maxi Morales. Those two keep their composure and they act like captains. And I thought the way he acted was not captain-like.
If you give that to Matt Freese, you are starting some drama. You can't give it to Matt Freese. Because then you're basically as the coach. And I mean, there should be a question asked of the coach. Nobody did. Who do you fault in that position?
I mean, you know who was really at fault for that own goal?
Who?
Last 2 weeks ago, Thiago Martins, right? Kean Parks had an own goal this game. Did you see Freeze shitting on either of them? That's a captain right there, homie.
Ooh.
I was so annoyed by the way Martins act after that goal went in. Literally fighting with Freeze, saying you should have moved up.
But you know what?
And
But
at that point, you'd be like, okay, we messed up, but my bad. My bad. Like, you're the captain. That's what you do.
It's a passionate moment in the middle of a game. You get me? Like,
but be mad at yourself. Don't be yelling at him.
yes, but he also felt like he deserved some of the blame. So I understand the passion in the moment. Just because there's passion doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Also,
you know
it lasted for more than like a couple seconds. Like, they were fighting for a minute. And I thought, that's not cool. Like, okay, even if you're like, he does a thing, he flails his hands like he's a goddamn car dealership blowy thing. But all right, then you go, breathe for a goddamn second and go, all right, my bad, we're over this. But he was going off for a minute, and I was like, nah, you take that armband away immediately.
That's true. It should be a question of Johnson midweek.
Go ask him.
You go ask.
I gotta go to work.
Me too. Anything else to take away from this game? I think that was basically it, right? I don't think. I think that was the major storyline. We have a total collapse.
No,
do you
no.
put
One
any-
more thing, because people are complaining about the subs. People are saying the subs were questionable. Ojeda should have came in earlier. You mentioned Burke Risa, right? Maxi Martinez, not Maxi Martinez. Maxi Morales is here playing 93 minutes. So I just want to point to a storyline. Oh, I think something that we did not talk about, and I put this a little bit on Matt Freese actually, is Matt Freese 65th, 66th minute starts trying to slow the game down. And I think that sets kind of this precedent on like, we are now on let's get out of here. It's 3-1. We're up.
That's what
We
you're
feel
supposed
good.
to do.
Yeah,
when you're
but
up
you know what
3-1
happens?
on the road, that is what you're
I
supposed to do.
know.
And if you don't have mental lapses, that's the right way to do it. I'm sorry, but that is correct.
No, but think about it. You got an exhausted team because you got no depth in this team, which I think plays a part. And I think now you got Matt Freese slowing down the game, and you could tell after that everything's slowing down. And Atlanta's playing still at 300 miles per hour. Ronnie's like, we still got a chance. We're going to play all 90 minutes. And I don't put it on Freeze, but I saw it. Like, I saw Freeze slow down the game, and then everyone else started slowing down. But Atlanta wasn't playing that game. And it felt like we then started being on our toes. We started being really conservative. And I go, that's either... the coach decided, hey, it's time to half park the bus, or two, we have an exhausted team, and what are they supposed to do? Like, they're dragging their feet maybe because it's the 60th minute, 70th minute, there's no substitutions, and I just want to focus on, like, I don't really know who else could have gone in except for Ojeda, but we need more depth, and I just want to like reiterate that because I think if we would have had, maybe we would have had Pereira, he wouldn't be injured. If Tavon Gray would have came in, we had a chance to win this. But I think they're not in. We need depth, and especially in the midfield, that we got Maxi Morales playing 90 minutes on turf, by the way, where you're prone to injury. I just scares me that he's playing this much time.
I just don't think there's many options. I get it. He doesn't make his first substitutions to the 80th minute, but who?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not challenging too much the substitutions. I'm more challenging we need players, and this is me begging for more
David
players.
Lee? Talk to David Lee right to the camera.
Lee. We need more players, homie. We need them. Like, Maxi can't be playing this much time. It scares me. And if he goes down, and you know what we've been talking about? These guys retired 70th minute, right? You could tell everyone was gassed. Alonso Martinez just came from Costa Rica. What happens when we start playing Wednesday games?
I don't think we have too many though, because now they're gonna have what's this tournament? Leagues Cup in like its own time frame. Supposedly,
We had
no?
Wednesday games even before Leagues Cup.
No, but I think they fixed that. Now we have Saturday and Sunday night soccer.
So no more Wednesday games?
I think we do, but they're very far and few between.
Point is, we got other competitions we got to be part of. We got some
Open
Wednesday
Cup.
games. We got Open Cup. And you got this team who's getting exhausted, who shouldn't have to play 90 minutes, all of these players, every Saturday.
Well, we got people. Well, Tavon Gray's starting to play, train with the 2 team.
Okay.
I don't know if he played yesterday, but he might have. But Aya hopefully is on the road to recovery. That might be it, but
Malachi Jones is out for the season.
yeah, I feel like we're missing one more player, but it's okay.
I don't think so, bro.
That's not good.
That's not good. Bro, I just thought it was so funny. I put it on Instagram, but when Moonsef came into the game, the announcer really, I'm not quoting it right, but he was like, they're really testing their depth chart now. And I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. I know you love Moonsef.
No
but-
respect for Monza.
But that you had to have Moonsef out, and Moonsef looked lost. For those like 8 minutes he played,
It's
bro, he
only
looked
8
he looked
minutes.
terrible, bro.
If he came in the 90th minute.
It was somehow it was the worst version of Moonsef we've seen in those 8 minutes. That's not part of the story. It's not that important, but just want to point out we need players.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Sunday soccer. We're playing on a Sunday at 3:00.
Oh, wait, it's a Sunday?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Oh, my family can come. We can make that work.
Oh,
I
we
thought
might
you
be
said
going.
Saturday.
We might be going as fans.
Ooh,
Have a couple. No, if we bring the family though, not
No
real drinks.
brewskis,
No,
yeah.
sober as a bober.
Maybe we'll go in as fans by ourselves.
Wow, I'm not. I didn't say it, honey. I didn't say it. She listens to the podcast sometime on the ride to work.
Don't post this
She
clip on
definitely-
don't post this clip on Instagram. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm posting it now. Good thing she probably never gets past 10 minutes of our podcast. Sunday soccer, Minnesota United. Wait, first, do you like the 3:00 time slot? I'm excited. Day game.
I love day game. I wish it was a 1:00 daytime game, but that's cool.
The only thing I missed is we were like excited to go back to Yankees Twin Eatery or whatever it's called after the
Oh,
game. And like I don't know if it's
yeah.
gonna be the same in the daytime as it is in nighttime. Nighttime
Yeah.
club.
Nah, but you know what I liked about the 1 p.m. games?
What?
You show up at 10, 11, you go to that diner.
Oh, get some breakfast real quick.
2 eggs, home fries, toast. And then you go to the game, or have a couple drinks. Then you go to the game. Man, 1:00 was unbeaten, bro. I thought it was the best.
Our first 1:00 game was like the home opener, and it was Saturday, and it was so cold. But then you had your hot coffee in the diner. Life was good.
Yeah,
Um,
good times.
Let's talk about Minnesota United. They're solid. I know. Sometimes it's so hard to watch these Western teams. I've been trying to watch more of the league, but I don't got time.
Yeah,
Even though they did, I like that they spaced out more Sunday games versus
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
games. You could watch a little more, but
Yeah.
still don't got enough time because I'm a dad.
you know what I need? Well, I guess Galasso's doing. I gotta watch more Galasso because I feel like I need a ESPN to tell me what's the important storylines, and I feel like I'm still missing that. I need a Stephen A. Smith crapping on some player who should be a superstar and isn't living up to the hype.
Oh,
I need that. I need someone to tell me
You need LeBron
that.
James to punch Stephen A. Smith in the face.
But I need a soccer version of that so I could keep track of some of these teams that I typically would not keep track of.
I've been keeping track of the LeBron wanting to punch Stephen A. Smith for way too long now. It's so juicy.
Bro, I don't care at all about baseball, but I know about torpedo bats.
Torpedo bats are crazy.
Someone's talking about
We
it.
need-
It hits my news feed, and I know about it.
We need torpedo soccer in Yankee Stadium with the weird dimensions that everybody complains about.
yeah.
Like, yo, it's the size of the dimensions plus the torpedo soccer balls.
I don't get
dominate.
what you're talking about, but that
Because
makes
Yankee
sense.
Stadium's known for having too small
Yes,
of a pit
yes,
thing.
yes.
Not just for soccer, but for baseball as well.
Okay, that I do know.
So
I didn't
the-
get the torpedo soccer ball thing.
It's the whole conversation we just had for the last
just-
5 torpedo bats. Do you not know what's going on with
they're
the torpedo?
putting the wood in the place with the label
So
or
then,
something.
some version of torpedo soccer. You put it right where the little
But
sign
you can't
is.
make it the ball. It's got to be the cleats, bro. That's how you hit things.
Oh my
You got to have like metal
Way to
cleats.
take away from the joke.
Just saying, the ball can't be it because then everyone has the same advantage. It can't be about the ball.
Okay. Well, everybody could do the bad thing, but everybody's complaining about Yankees because it's the Yankees and we just have bomb hitters.
They don't got an MIT scientist.
I heard that's all a lie too.
I heard they got the bats approved. You see, we know about these things even though we don't care.
Moving on, Minnesota United coming in hot. They're unbeaten in 5, and they're sitting 4th in the West. They have the second most clean sheets. So supposedly a very sound defensive team. Highest expected goal of any team right now. Ooh. So they're offensively looking good. If we looked at their expected goals, they should be 1st in the West. They're 4th right now. But I love those, like looking at expected goals, where they would be in the standings. They'd be 1st in the West. So dangerous team. I do want to preface that the teams they played have been hot trashula. So while I want to give them credit, I don't want to give them too much credit. Wait. I had the people they were playing. Oh, man. You see when I'm not organized? This is no good. No good by me. Yeah, like they played LA Galaxy. They're like one of the worst teams right now. They haven't gotten a win yet. They play
Real Salt Lake.
They're decent, but still
San
trash.
Jose Earthquakes.
They're trash too. Sporting Kansas City they
fired
haven't
their
won
coach
yet. And Montreal's last in the East. So while they had look sound, they have had an easy competition. What is your prediction for this lineup? Do you go with the Martins and Parks benching to show the team like you better perform?
I talked about it. Martins is fantastic. We keep Martins out there. There's no question about whether you're going to sit Martins or not.
Does Risa start?
Yeah, I think Hack had a bad game. I think you got to give Risa a chance back there again.
I would just like to see Hack back in the midfield. I forgot, and I've had this conversation. I ask Hack like every time I see him, what position do you like again? And I forget his response every time.
He says, I like playing both.
No, he's given me a definitive answer before.
Has he? I think that was Cushing days. I think now he's a little more hesitant.
I asked him this year, and I'm terrible at remembering things. I'll remember when Matt Freese told me he had a routine schedule, and I can't remember what Hack told me. But yes, I think Hack might like the midfield more, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that.
Could be wrong.
Where was I going with that? Okay, so you don't change the lineup. Who do you...
I think you keep the lineup.
You said Burke Reed's at the start.
Burke said then. I think Shores. I think Shores having a bit of a I don't know, man. I get torn up because I think when Shore is like on it, he can bring something offensively that I think Hack can't. But Hack has shown some like real cool moves offensively too, man, and like he can control the midfield, I think, a little better. So I'm a little torn up about Shore and Hack. But maybe because Hack is typically having great games, you put Risa, and then you're right. Maybe you put Hack in midfield. But I think you keep Julian. I think you can't sit Wolf after he has another 2 goals in a game. And Alonso Martinez is a lock.
Yeah, you don't put Alonso Martinez on the bench. Okay, what is our Betting with Bros lines?
All right, so Betting with Bros is negative 215 Minnesota. So they're heavily favored. Plus 240 for the draw.
Wait, no. That's plus 250. My bad.
Oh, because you gave me bad betting lines. My bad. Plus 215 Minnesota. So they're not heavily favored. Plus 240 for the draw, and we have plus 105 for NYCFC.
For NYCFC home, that's a crazy line.
I think that is a crazy line. I wanted to point out
money at Yankee Stadium,
and not only that, but our schedule has been brutal. Like I think
we played a lot of tough teams.
This is something too that maybe was like a storyline for earlier, but like we're 2-2-2, and if you think about who we've played Inter Miami, we've played Columbus Crew,
LAFC.
We played
Atlanta,
who I think by the end of the year, you're going to say that's a strong team. Those are serious teams. I think the only team that was kind of light was New England. Oh, we played Orlando, another strong team. We've had an extremely tough schedule. If you would have told me in the beginning of the season, those were your 6 teams that you're playing against, and you come out 2-2 with this squad, I'd be happy with that. And so, like, I know people were like, oh, this team is terrible. We come out of this and, like, we should hate the team. I come out of here and going, I had so much fun for 90 minutes. This game was epic. I had
fun for 60 minutes. The last 30 minutes were miserable, but yes.
But they were intense the last 30 minutes. Am I sad we lost? I am sad. But we're so early in the season that, like, I'm still just kind of vibing, man. And I'm like, this team's still trying to figure it out. We still have half a squad. Only 15 slots we've filled. 2 deep league spots we haven't filled. And we're playing this well. We're scoring this many goals against these teams, except for the Columbus Crew. I don't know. I'm feel. To me, vibes are still very high on this team.
I don't know. When you were up 3-1 against Atlanta United, and I think Hannes says something like you score 3 goals, you expect to win, especially on the road. Like we've had prime opportunities in 2 tough away places, Inter Miami and Atlanta, to get results, and we let them go. And imagine we get results in there. We're feeling like this team could be a contender.
Yes.
We're not talking about like this team. Like we start feeling really different about this team.
But this team isn't. But maybe it's a good thing reality hits us now on the 5th, 6th games of the season. This team is not a contender with this depth. 90 minutes is soccer. Maybe we have a really good team for 60, but to have all these people for 90 is unrealistic. And getting these losses now and showing how strong you can be when you have a strong squad, but then it diminishes, which every team does, and you need to have substitutions. I'm glad that we're learning this now, and we're watching it with really fun soccer. I think what killed me the most about Cushing was we spent 2 years of the most boring fucking soccer of all time, and now I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I don't know, or maybe I'm just becoming too big of a fan in every game. I actually had fun in the Columbus Crew game too, and I know people were saying that was brutal.
Bro, I don't know how you had fun with that. They had 20. You must like other teams scoring on us or almost scoring on us. No, I love that. You posted something and somebody's like, are you getting paid by the team? And I'm like, if this guy's getting paid by the team, this is the worst pain. This guy said he loved Atlanta United and loved Columbus Crew almost scoring on us 20 times.
Wait, did someone say that about what?
I don't know. You posted something on Twitter on our...
Oh, about having a good time?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. I'm not getting paid, but if you want to pay us, we'll take it.
Okay, what do you like? What's your favorite bet?
I think NYCFC to win is a lock. I think we're gonna win this
for
game.
those odds. That's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I would take that.
You know what it is? It's like we know that these bookies don't actually watch MLS because they be doing the most wild shit on these bookie things. This is one of those examples where they're just looking at the records and being like, "Oh, look, I mean, you're signing for it," but we know the teams they played are scrub-a-dubs.
Yes.
So you take NYCFC to win. And you take them to win big. I'm feeling good about this game.
I'm feeling good about this too. I think
we need this rebound.
I think Minnesota's been playing weak ass teams. We haven't been playing weak ass teams. This is gonna feel like a cakewalk to us. And we got Alonso Martins
offensively. I'm talking all this shit, but I'm like,
we got Martins though. The greatest now it's out like I'm being paid by the team.
How much you getting paid on the side? Why you haven't been giving me any?
They pay us in chicken tenders and cheeseburgers. Yo, what did I want to say though? What did I want to say? No, you know what? I'm going off. I'm really taking over this conversation.
Let this show ever end. This episode will never end because
I was thinking about this. You know how like people become copycat leagues, right? Copycat teams. You find the championship team, you copy that team. I know the championship team wasn't Inter Miami. But I feel like everyone I was thinking about Atlanta. I'm thinking about Minnesota United. I'm thinking about some other teams. I feel like the game plan has been go super heavy, spend so much money offensively, and then just put a bunch of young, unexperienced people in the back
You know what's
line.
interesting?
That's like the new strategy
the last
from MLS.
couple teams, like against Atlanta, this kid was like 17, looked terrible.
Yes.
The Lens Columbus crew, they had like an 18-year out there. Granted, that was international duty, but yeah, we have been seeing a lot of younger back lines.
Yes. And so I think it's really interesting that is not our strategy, that we spend DP money on a center back. And so I just found that interesting. And
But then we have Micha Elenic on the right, so
that's true.
very
But
young.
Tavon Gray is also injured because Micha is a 25-year-old veteran playing for the Jamaican team, homie.
He needs to get back on the field. Well, he needs to. I don't know. Micha's playing great. I'm not taking anything away from Micha, but
no, but we need you back, Tavon,
for depth.
Yes, and O'Toole's been pretty great too.
Final score prediction.
Whoa! Stop pushing this along. Let me put the bet. I just want to point out I bet a crazy parlay last week, I hit it. No, I know.
Okay, sure.
I said Alonso Martinez to score. I said
Quarters?
over 2.5. Because I predicted a 2-2 draw. And I said over 7.5 corners. Do I know about the corners? No, but I did say that they didn't have corners last week. So at least bet on the Alonso Martinez goal and the over 2.5, and I was on it. This game, parlay, NYCFC to win, Alonso Martinez to score or assist. Again, over 7.5 corners. It's a lock, homie. It's a lock.
If you guys win any money, send us some funds. We are really not getting paid by the team.
We need your money. We need a sponsor.
All right. Wait. What's final score prediction? Better go with your parlay.
I didn't bet over 2.5.
No,
So
it's fine.
I'm gonna say 2-1 the boys.
I'm going 3-2. I think it's going to be a heavy scored game. These guys create a lot of chances. They're pretty dangerous offensively, but I think we're at home, Yankee Stadium. Boys come ready to play. We win 3-2.
Are your vibes still high, Jansen?
I'm still TBD. I mean, I do like that we saw progression from that first half in Columbus Crew to Atlanta United. But then when you have mental lapses like that second half, who do you blame on that? That's coaching, right?
I don't know.
Right? Like if you're gonna have a disciplined team, what makes a disciplined team? A coach that makes sure in practice things are being disciplined, things are being structured.
I don't know. I mean, I don't agree with you, but you want to end the pod, so we could talk about this.
Go, tell me what you want.
I mean, what do you want? You want O'Toole? I mean, you want Parks to... Parks was trying to clear the ball. He messed up. Jansen's going to be like, you should have known how to... How is it Jansen's fault that he didn't clear the ball correctly? Martins is a 30-year-old veteran, bro. What was he supposed to... That's just basic foundational soccer. I think that was all on Martins. I don't put that at all on Jansen. And the slowing down of the team, I put on Def. So I think at this point...
Okay, if you had to give Jansen a rating at this point, with, I guess, letter grade, A+, B+, C+, or B-, whatever you want. What would you give? That's really high.
I think he's doing so much with the squad we have. I think at this point it's A-.
I'm going to say B-.
Oh, you're
teetering
crazy.
at C+.
You're crazy.
Did you not see this Columbus Crew game? Did you not see us have a mental lapse? And we're not also taking into account that Atlanta United also had mistakes there on that defensive when we scored.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that it looks maybe a little bit better because we did score 3 goals, but it could have been uglier. And in that Columbus Crew game, we didn't look very good at all. You're really underselling how bad we looked in that Columbus Crew. And we could blame a little bit on Keaton Parks being injured. But still.
Yeah, you're overselling this roster. And you're underselling this coach.
All right.
That would have been... We should continue this on the next episode. On the next episode of the City Boy Show.
We're going to maybe come early for the game.
It's 3 o'clock. How much earlier are we going to get there?
Oh, we're screwed. We're definitely not coming early. Let's try to show up early though. Maybe
try.
we're gonna try to hand out stickers.
Oh yeah,
That's what I
bigger
was
Micho
saying.
stickers. Yeah.
So
We'll make that happen.
Let's try to make it happen.
All right.
We'll post it on social media if we do.
All right.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.